I'd next like to move to nominations for the Board of Finance. Republicans may run up to 3 candidates, and for the purposes of placing in nomination the name of Dave Egan, I would like to invite Peter Golitz to the podium.
It is my great pleasure and privilege to nominate for the 3rd term on the Board of Finance David Egan of Weatherly Trail in North Guilford. Mr. Egan and his wife, Helena, have resided in Guilford for 30 years. They have raised 3 children. He is an attorney and has been active in civil affairs for over 20 years. He was Little League baseball coach for 2 years and served as the league commissioner for the Girls Park and Recreation Basketball League for 2 years. For 6 years, he was a member of the Inland Wetland Commission, and since 2003, he's been a member of the Board of Finance. We can all be thankful that through the efforts of Mr. Egan and other Republicans on the Board of Finance and the town of Guilford, we were able to realize $600,000 in savings from the proposed Democratic budget. Mr. Egan was one of the leaders in this effort, and make no mistake, without this truly as timely intervention, we would be looking at higher tax bills for all Guilford property owners, about a 7% increase in taxes. That's what the Democrats wanted. Thank you, Mr. Egan, for doing your best to reverse that trend. It is with great pride and pleasure that I place the nomination David Egan for the position of member of the Board of Finance.
Thank you, Peter. For a second, I would like to invite Colleen Reichard.
Good evening. I'd like to second the nomination of David Egan to the Board of Finance. Our family has known the Egan family for close to 12 years. David Egan is a good friend and a great neighbor. He is a dedicated public servant, as he has served this town through his work on the Board of Finance for 6 years, and he's a great Republican. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter and Colleen. I'd next like to a nomination for Kimberly Brockett, and I would invite Jonathan Bishop to the podium.
Mr. Chairman and fellow members of the Guilford Republican Party, it's an honor and privilege to nominate Kimberly Brockett for a 2nd term on the Board of Finance. Kim brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the Board of Finance with over 19 years of professional accounting, finance, and business management experience. Kim's professional credentials include certifications as a certified public accountant, certified management accountant, certified business manager, and certification in financial management, and as a notary public. Kim has served and continues to serve as a member or in leadership roles in numerous state, local, and professional organizations, including the Connecticut Association of Future Farmers of America, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the Connecticut Society of Certified Public Accountants, the Institute of Management Accountants, the Cornell Club, Farm Bureau, A.W. Cox PTO, and the Guilford Newcomers. I have come to know Kim best from her work with our family in managing Bishop's Orchards, where she served as our controller for the past 8 years. Kim is dedicated and hardworking, and I have seen firsthand how seriously Kim takes her responsibilities when it comes to managing and spending other people's money. She has all the essential qualifications that make her just the person we need to serve us for another 4 years on the Board of Finance.
I would next like to invite Mr. Thomas Cost for the purposes of a nomination.
Thank you. I'd like to say that I've actually known Kim longer than Keith has been on the Board of Finance, Board of Education. It is my pleasure to second the nomination of Kim Brockett for another term on the Board of Finance. Kim's education in finance and accounting makes her very qualified to be on the Board of Finance. This education, combined with common sense and a listening ear, is now and will continue to be a great asset to this community and to the Republican team. She is the right person at the right time for Guilford. I urge you to support Kim for another term on the Board of Finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan and Tom. Our next nominee is Sandra DiLieto, And for the purposes of a nomination, I would like to invite Kimberly Brockett to the podium.
Good evening. I am very enthusiastic about nominating Sandy DiLieto as a running mate for the Board of Finance. I met Sandy 4 years ago when we ran on the same ticket, when she ran for the Board of Assessment Appeals and I ran for my first term on the Board of Finance. It was our first campaign for both of us, and with this in common, she not only became a valued member of that campaign team, but she also became a friend. Sandy was not only elected to the Board of Assessment Appeals during that election, but she became chairperson. Ask anyone in town on either side of the aisle, and they will rave about the job that she has done on that board. She has earned the respect of all who have met her and worked with her. A bit about Sandy. She's a lifelong Shoreline resident and Connecticut native. She and her husband, Jim, have lived in Guilford for 20 years, and both her daughters, Lauren and Lindsay, are graduates of Guilford High School. She is a graduate of Gateway Community College and Stone School of Business and has been a realtor with Page Taft since 1997. She's a past president and current member of the Guilford Civic Women. She was the president of Project Graduation, and she is a member of St. George's Parish and has taught religious education. She's energetic, dependable, and committed, and I have nothing but the highest respect for her. And for those of you who have not met her, all you have to do is see the huge smile on her face and you will know who she is. She just lights up when she smiles. She will be a tremendous asset on the Board of Finance. She's extremely thoughtful, she respects other people's opinions, and she has energy and passion that's needed for a successful board member. One of her greatest strengths is that she's open-minded. She is not coming into this race with a set agenda or preconceived notions about any of the issues. She's committing herself to becoming well-informed, learning about the issues, and representing the best interests of the whole town of Guilford. I ask that you show your support for Sandy during the upcoming campaign and at the polls in November. She will make an outstanding addition to the team, along with Jim O'Keefe, Dave Egan, and myself.
Thank you, Kimberly. I would next like to invite to the podium Mr. Richard Bloom to second the nomination.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. It is indeed an honor to second the nomination of Sandy DiLieto to the Board of Finance for the town of Guilford. And I would certainly like to thank her for the volunteering for the amount of time and effort and dedication it's going to take to do a job as a member of the Board of Finance. Again, volunteerism is alive and well in Guilford, and people that do serve on all these boards and commissions deserve a great deal of thanks from the town. And hopefully we will have a majority on the Board of Finance for the Republicans and bring back fiscal responsibility to Guilford once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly and Richard. There are 3 positions available for the Board of Finance, and we have 3 nominees. Are there any other nominees? I'll take a motion to close nominations. All those in favor of closing nominations indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries unanimously. Since we have an uncontested slate of candidates, I'll take a motion from the floor to permit the chair to vote for the slate as presented. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries unanimously. The chair casts 1 vote on behalf of David Egan, Kimberly Brockett, and Sandra DiLieto for the position of a Board of Finance as the Republican candidates. Thank you.